let's try these. Gotta get the hotel set up. Gotta do a shorter flight. I can't do the one I wanted to do. Just lesson learned. You're not gonna rely on other people to wake you up anymore. Okay, so we're gonna do a different flight instead because Amsterdam, I was kind of iffy on if I was gonna be able to knock that one out anyway without the delay. So we'll go ahead and do this one instead. We're gonna do Kuala Lumpur on a Shanghai Airlines 737 MAX 8 flight to Shanghai, China. Pudong, I think, is the name of the airport. So that's what we'll be doing instead. Should be shorter. Should be manageable as well, considering it's a 737 flight. I've not seen what the distance is yet, but let's go ahead and look it up. Okay, CSH is the airline code I need to use. Sim brief. CSH and 862. Yeah, it should be going up in about 25 minutes in the real world. WMKK. What's it? CS. I forgot what the. I hate how they use IATA codes on here. I don't like using IATA codes. I need ICAO code. Let me see. I'm just kind of curious. PVG. Okay. Oh, that'll work. ZSPD. I guess I could still put in IATA codes and it'll work. I did not know that until just now. Just like, just see what we can do with it, I guess. Okay, it's still a pretty good long flight. 2,172. I believe I can get that knocked out with time to spare. If we can, if we fly at the normal, at 4x speed at altitude. Be a lot of time over water here. Looks like we're gonna bypass Vietnam and. Okay, we'll go on. Okay, this is showing some step climbs too, but I'm not going to do step climbing from 350 to 360 on an eastbound flight. That's just stupid. And what is this? I'm not even sure what that is. The ground. This is supposed to be a ground speed, 865 knots. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. And what's this? 1130? Or that's 1130. I'm not sure what that means. So. Okay, I think I'll just plan on, we'll probably initially climb to 350 and then ask for 370 when we get to either to Dudis or Dulop, I don't know. Okay, it's going to help that I am proficient with the 737 on here, so hopefully that'll help us get through this quicker. So I'm not going to go through the usual, through all the checklist stuff. All right, let's see if we have Shanghai Airlines. I don't know. Possible we might. I do have a bunch of them in here. I just don't know if I have that one in particular. Okay, yeah, here's Shanghai. Okay, WMKK. Okay, these gate numbers in the default series do not match what the actual gates are, unfortunately, but I believe that is the one that I parked in yesterday, so we're going to go ahead and go with that one again today. Get the volume turned up some more. Okay, I'm going to be starting out in the dark. There's nothing really to worry about with, let's see. All right, I'll get the goggles started. See if we're gonna be okay on that. Okay, sounds like Say Intentions injected the traffic. Just heard some background noise in there, so it takes 30 seconds after I get in before Say Intentions injects the traffic. Okay. Now, come on. Alright, flight plan, and let's get the weights as well. And I need to get the IRS's aligned. Come on, let me get to that battery switch. Exit lights. Alright, we'll arm those. Damper, pitot heat. Get APU started, get these lights on. Okay, now let's get our FMS programmed as quickly as we can. Shoot, I didn't double check the takeoff performance, but I believe at the long runway in the 737 I can do DTO2. Okay, looks like we are aligned. The nav. Come on. Oh, no. What am I doing? Okay, CSH 862. Okay, we're tentatively set up for a 3-2 right departure. It's the same one I landed on yesterday. 0 fuel weight, 138.9 we'll put. Cost index 24. Start out at 350. Cruise winds 253 at 26. Okay, we should be able to do DTO2 for this aircraft type. Okay, 149, but I think we're going to end up taking off at a higher speed than that, like probably the mid to upper 150s, if I had to guess. I could use the built-in SimBrief performance thing on there, but it's going to want certain info that isn't automatically in there in the website. So 29% Mac. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, that. So I can come in here, but certain info is not populated in there automatically. Actually, no, this is right. Okay, so now we want normal DTO takeoff, it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and get the 29% Mac put in here first. I want 5.5 units. That's more than normal for this aircraft. Oh, way too far. I'll do 5 because we're gonna take off at a higher speed than. Let's see. No, not that. N1 limit. That's what I want. Okay. Flaps 5 is what we want. Okay. We'll rotate at 161. $158 for V1. Okay. Let's go ahead and say intentions. $126. And we'll program this one again for the wrap channel. Okay, initial speed 250. Alright, let's ask for our clearance now. Clearance, Shanghai 862. Request IFR to Shanghai.
Clearance on request, you're number 1. Shanghai 862, cleared to Shanghai Pudong via the Kaimat 1 Delta departure, then is filed. Expect runway 32 right, initial climb to 4,000, departure on 135.25, squawk 2172.
Cleared via Kaima 1 Delta departure, then it's filed. Runway 32 right will be used. Climb 4,000. Depart on 135.25 and squawk 2172. Shanghai 862.
Shanghai 862, read back correct. Ground is on 122.15, safe flight, sir.
2215 for 862. Okay, just need electrical, but we'll get that when the engines come up online. Get flap set at 5. Okay, I think, yeah. I think we're pretty much ready. Well, actually, I need to double check that my departure is, yeah, Kaima 1D, 32 right. Then it's filed. Okay, yeah. Look like everything looks hunky-dory. Come on. Okay. Alright, that'll work. Oh, no. Not really what I wanted. Okay, ground chart. Okay, should be getting Tango 8 or 9, whatever, coming out to T6, and then I think Golf over to either Bravo or Alpha, and one of these down here probably to, alright. Ground Shanghai 862 is ready for pushback and startup.
Shanghai 862, Lumpur Tower, push and start approved. Face southwest.
Push and start approved, face southwest, 862. Ramp, flight deck, request pushback. Oh, that looks funny.
Flight deck, tug on the way for pushback.
Okay, so we're still having visual bugs with the tug, it looks like. Alright. I had the same issue last flight, and I actually reported as a bug too. Get out of here, spam. Okay. Ramp, flight deck, ready for pushback.
Flight deck, release parking brake, pushback commencing.
Parking brake release, ready for pushback. Okay, get
Pushback, stand by. Pushback already underway, request to board if needed. Ground flight deck, cleared for engine start sequence.
Copy, clear engine start. Alright, I think everything else is good to go. I think everything's where we want it for now. I will put the auto brake switch to RTO probably while we're taxiing to the runway. Let's see if they turn me the correct way now. Alright, number 1 engine has ignition. Oh yeah, they're turning me the right way. I was hoping they would naturally follow what ATC said. Okay. Now we get that one to Kant. Looks like this Malaysian Air flight might be getting ready to go too, or both of these, possibly. Alright, got ignition on number 2. Alright, right over there is our runway.
Complete. Please ensure parking brakes are set. Standing by for confirmation of good engine start and report when ready for disconnect.
Parking brake set, engine start complete, ready for you to disconnect.
Disconnect conduct now. Stand by for confirmation that ground crew is clear.
Let's see if we can actually see them physically disconnect this time. Okay, the aircraft is nosing down. Oh yeah. Okay.
Ground to flight deck bypass pin removed. We've disconnected and crew is clear. You're good to go. Have a great flight. See you soon.
Copy that. Thank you. Alright. Ground, Shanghai 862 is ready to taxi.
Shanghai 862, Lumpur Tower, runway 32 right taxi via Tango 8, Tango 6, Foxtrot 6, Golf, Bravo 9er, Alpha, Alpha 11.
32 right via Tango 8, Tango 6, Fox 6, Golf, Bravo 9, Alpha, Alpha 1, 862. Okay. Let's go ahead and get moving now. Exactly the route I was expecting. See, it forks off.
Already disconnected.
There's like the bypass route that airplanes coming in and out of this area could use to get around each other. Basically, inbound flights use Tango 9, or I think is what it's called, yeah. And the ones coming out go use Tango 8.
China Eastern 2970, holding short of 32 right, ready for departure.
China Eastern 2970, wind 010 at 4, runway 32 right, clear to take off.
32 right, cleared for takeoff. China Eastern 2970.
Alright, so I've got another one that's on getting ready to take off from 32 right now. Hopefully, I can get myself turned here. Soon enough, we'd get a good view. I think that's him right there. Yeah, looks like he's picking up speed. He's not off the ground yet, or now he is.
Red Cat 5211, wind 350 at 5, runway 32 right, cleared to land.
32 right, cleared to land, Red Cat 5211.
China Eastern 2970, contact departure. Good day.
Okay, I need to set that for RTO, and need to double check my runway heading 326 so we can get our heading bug set. And I believe they only cleared us to 4,000 feet. Okay, do we have any speed restrictions we need to watch? Let's take a look.
Red Cap 897 with 010 at 4, runway 32 right, clear to land.
Now, it looks like we're
32
good.
right, clear to land, Red Cap 897.
Good for 250 knots all the way. Alright, got one getting ready to land. I can see his landing lights on. One taxiing back in over here. Is that Vietjet or no? Air Asia, that's right.
Junior, 1354, contact departure.
Alright, looks like we got another one down there. Holding short of 3-2, right? Ready, waiting for the other guy to land, possibly. Okay, Alpha will be that last taxiway before the runway. This one coming up here should be Bravo, and then should be Alpha right after that. I see another one turning final here. A lot of Air Asia activity here, isn't there? Alright, who's this big boy? Is that Malaysia Air or something? I can't tell. I'm not familiar enough with the logo. And is that an A380? Can't tell what exactly it is. No, that's a 747, is it? Or no, that is an A380. It's got 4 engines. It doesn't have a hump. Okay, we're gonna get handed off the tower pretty soon. I don't know why these AI aircraft keep holding right behind the end of the runway. I think there's a hold line before that. Yeah, I can see the yellow hold line right there, at least for this side. Yeah, and see, here's the hold line right here too.
Approaching runway 32, right.
Okay, see, we're not supposed to be past this point when we're holding and waiting. Why the AI aircraft always go past the hold line when they're waiting, I don't know. I think I reported that as a bug, so I know I think it's an ongoing working on it part. Alright, do I have the departure?
Shanghai 861, wind 350 at 5, runway 32 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 32 right, Shanghai 861.
Okay. Was that Kima 1D? Yeah, Kima 1D is our departure procedure. KK 701 and 702 first. Cross KK 701 at or above 470. 702 at or above 3000. then I think we're using that one after that. 705, yeah, and Magic, whatever. Oh, they don't, that's right, they don't have the tower is the same as ground on this, at this airport, I forgot. Yeah, I found that out yesterday while I wondered why I kept hearing aircraft in that pattern here while I was already on the ground channel.
Sichuan 3774, holding short 32 left, ready for departure.
Sichuan 3774, wind 3505, runway 32 left, cleared to takeoff.
32 left, cleared for takeoff, Sichuan 3774.
That's 32 right though. This is suggesting I'm on the wrong channel. Weird. Tower, Shanghai 862, holding short of 32 right, ready for takeoff.
Shanghai 862, runway 32 right. Hold short, 737 on the runway.
That's not a 737, that's something bigger. And he said 32 left earlier, so is there a 737 that's actually on that other runway?
Shanghai 862, runway 32 right, wind 010 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff, Shanghai 862. Yeah, I think they got the runways backward. I had
3774, contact departure.
I think they had
Sichuan 3774.
They had kind of a similar issue at I think Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, or wherever it was. The planes were taking off from. They kept saying they were going to runway 2, but they were really going to runway 20, the reciprocal runway.
Approaching runway 32 right.
Alright, let's get moving. Why does this taxiway line not line up with the center of the runway? That's weird.
On runway 32 right remaining. 3,200 feet.
Okay, I think it was something around 158 that we were going to use to rotate. Alright. Okay, let's get us to 250 first, and then we'll accelerate our vertical climb rate. Shoot, I need to... Come on. I was like, what? I was gonna say, you should be already turning right.
Shanghai 862, contact departure.
Switching to departure, Shanghai 862. Departure, Shanghai 862 with you, 14,000, climbing 4,000.
Shanghai 862, Lumpur departure, radar contact. Climb via the SID to 3,000.
To 3,000? Huh. Yeah, okay. You say so. I gotta be at least 4,000 on that next waypoint, so that ain't gonna happen. 702 is supposed to be at 3,000, but oh wait, no. You guys had already cleared me to... I don't know why they said 4,000. Okay, I need fuel pumps because I've got fuel in the center tank, so. Okay. I'm just curious when they're gonna clear me higher now. It's a pretty well populated area here. Was it KMAT? Yeah, KMAT is the transition I'm using.
Shanghai 862, climb flight level 210.
Flight level 210, Shanghai 862. What is that? A couple of towers, whatever those are up there. Must be whatever this is. 2,000 feet. Not far from WMSA Airport. Okay, yeah, we were getting most of our fuel flow from the... Why am I running the APU still? Oops. Okay. Yeah, I can always transfer.
Shanghai 862, climb flight level 250.
Flight level 250, Shanghai 862. Okay, so I can turn off these pumps and open the cross feed. to help get these equalized a little bit more. Actually, you know what? As long as the main tank pumps are running, I think we're going to have that issue. Well, actually, no. The way to equalize it, I forgot. Turn these, close the center tank pumps and then pump only out of the right tank until these equalize. See, it's coming down more quickly out of the right tank now. Nothing's coming out of the left and center. And then once the left and right equalize, then we could activate everything and close the crossfeed and activate everything. We're up above 10,000. Climb to accelerate to 280.
Shanghai 862, climb flight level 290.
290 for 862. Okay, now we got all our pumps on, and okay, we don't technically need these pumps right now because we're going to supply everything out of the center tank. The center tank, the pumps in it have a higher pressure output than the main tanks have, so it's naturally going to push the fuel from there into the cross feeds. It has more pressure, so it'll override what pressure is getting put out by the main tank pumps. And once the center tank runs low enough on fuel where it's just nothing but air coming out, whatever, or it's not able to push the pressure out that it needs, that it needs fuel to push. That's when the main tanks will start automatically supplying on their own, and then we can just turn off the fuel pumps so we don't cavitate the center pumps and cause them to wear out more quickly. We're still trying to climb to accelerate to 280, so I'll wait till we get there first and then see what our N1 speeds are. Okay, we are above 10,000.
Shanghai 862, climb flight level 330.
Flight level 330 for 862. Okay, it looks like it's having a hard time getting up above 266-ish. Yeah, we'll decrease it a little bit. Kind of a trade-off between favoring getting to altitude faster versus getting to ideal climb speed or air speed. The faster you get to altitude, the faster you get a larger distance between your indicated speed and your true airspeed. So, like right now, we're almost at 17,000 feet. 270 knots is equating to 300.
Shanghai 862, contact Lumpur radar on 132.6.
Going to 132.6 and 862. Lumpur radar, Shanghai 862 with you, 17,000, climbing flight level 330.
Shanghai 862, Lumpur radar identified, Apakabar.
Apakabar. Okay, looks like we're done with that. Departure procedure. Don't really need any of those anymore. Okay, which waypoint was I going to step climb at again? Or we can either do this, or I'll probably wait till we get to Dulong.
Shanghai 862, climb flight level 350.
Climbing flight level 350, 862. Alright, still having a little bit of trouble getting up to 280. We're starting to get a little on the thinner on the air side, that's why. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I was saying, so we were at like 350 something, I think, on the true airspeed before. We're not much faster than we were indicated, but we're up to we're pushing 380 now. 378 looks like on the true airspeed. So yeah, the quicker you get to altitude, the quicker you get a bigger difference between indicated and true airspeed. And your ground speed is based on your true. Basically, it accounts for wind. So if I have a 14 knot straight in the front headwind, 379 or 380 is going to translate to 366, just like you see there. Okay, this thing still doesn't really want to get up to 280 knots. On the other hand, 10 knots more on indicated, it's going to be the same thing on true at the same altitude, basically. But if we can get to higher altitude quicker, then yeah, we can get a larger gap there. See, we're still maintaining somewhere in the 270 range, but you see our true airspeed continuing to climb, and by the time we get to cruise altitude, it's going to be up around 450 knots. That'll even be if we're at a slower indicated airspeed, like 250, I think it is. We're at, well, flight level 350 might be a little bit higher than that on the indicated speed, but once we climb to 370, you'll see the true airspeed stay the same, Mach level stay the same, but the indicated speed will drop as we climb. Okay, I got a +3 angle of attack, so that's part of the problem too, is the more I'm facing up, the more it becomes a kind of a, what do you call it, induced drag, I think it is, or parasitic. I always get parasitic and induced drag mixed up with each other. But if you have a more neutral angle of attack, basically you can decrease some of the drag that's needed needed to overcome, so more easily to do what you need. So I can always, that's another reason why you might want to get up to 280 quicker and not later. So yeah, we'll get it to 280. See if we can get a little bit lower. See, the angle of attack just dropped to 2. Alright, now now we can, oh, it's back up at 3 now. Now we can keep periodically monitoring the N1 speed. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're gonna need to stay at about 1,000. So we have more fuel on board this flight. Yeah, it's a little bit longer, kind of getting on the longer distance side for a 737 MAX 8. It's heavier, so it's going to perform not quite as good as I'm used to seeing on these typical 500 to 1,000 mile flights that I more commonly do in this aircraft. Definitely easier to see where the towns are at now. During the daytime with the haze and all that, it's harder to see. What is that airfield up there to the left? Probably WMKD. What is WMKD? WMKD Airport. Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Airport. A joint civil military airport 14 clicks southwest of Kuantan, Pahang, Malaysia. Regional airport for the area, featuring a single 9,000-foot asphalt runway. Has a control tower that runs 24/7. I don't know if we're going to reach top. I don't know. We're about 55 miles or so from where it's expecting top of climb. I mean, we're 8 minutes out at our current climb rate. And we're going to be right there in that area. Might go just a little bit past it. Okay, I don't have a distance to ZSPD yet, so it means I don't have arrival in there set up yet. I will work on that once we are at cruise altitude. Get us at least preset on it. We'll look up the ATIS info for ZSPD and get an idea what runway or runways might be getting used. Double check what arrival and approach procedures will apply to it and get that programmed in.
Redcap 5125, descend and maintain flight level 230. Cleared for the Sarox 1 Juliet arrival into Lumpur.
Descending to flight level 230. Cleared for the Sarox 1 Juliet arrival into Lumpur, Redcap 5125.
Yeah, I heard that red cap a lot. I'm wondering if is that Air Asia or somebody else. I don't know. Because I was hearing red cap by more than one, by at least a few airplanes when I was, after I landed at Kuala Lumpur yesterday. And I mean, since their aircraft are all red and white colored, I would imagine that might be who red cap is, Air Asia. I'll have to look them up later. Okay, we're gonna go feet wet as soon as we get past this next waypoint. It looks like VPK. Yeah, we can see the water here in front of us. Never supposed to put those in flight position. I never did. Okay, still got 12,000 pounds in the center tank. Since we usually burn about 4,500, between 4,500 to 5,000 per hour. That's over 2 hours of fuel remaining just in those tanks. That tank alone. Looks like we're burning about 6,800 pounds per hour right now, but we're still trying to get to altitude. So once we get settled in at altitude, yeah, it should drop down to about 4,500 to 5,000. Okay, was it? No, Dudas wasn't the one I was gonna step climb at, right? No, Dulop. Okay, there's Dulop up there. Alright. Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere. Alright, not quite there to point Mach 78. We will get there pretty soon though. Definitely some trade-offs there between flying at night versus flying at day. I saw that also when I was a trucker. Well, I still truck, but when I run over cross country, or when I ran cross country, whatever, it's you get more scenery to see during the daytime, but you get traffic to go with it, traffic problems to go with it. Whereas at night, it's a lot easier to get around, do what you want to do, but you don't get the scenery to look at so much because it's usually too dark to see anything. Okay, we're starting to push near our limit there on inland. Uh, 2,600 feet to go. So about 4 minutes to top a climb. Yeah, we're not too far away. I don't know if I haven't noticed if that top of climb thing moves based on my current climb rate or what. Okay, switching over to Mach 0.78 hold. You know, I don't really think we need those pumps, do we? I don't like seeing indicators. I mean, red lights though, so we'll leave them running. They're good to have as a backup just in case an engine pump fails. Okay, so see, we're holding around 275, 280, somewhere in that ballpark. We're up at 470 true speed now. Actually, the true airspeed should be dropping a little bit to like we should get a little bit closer to 450. At least once we're at, once we eventually get to 370. See what it does here. Yeah, it was up above 470, I think, and see it's dropping down a little bit, so a little bit lower cruise altitude will get you better true airspeed, but you'll burn more fuel basically, and the higher you go, the more range you get, but you might be just a little bit slower. Alright, less than 2 minutes to top a climb. Okay, ZSPD is our destination. Let's take a look at what we're working with weather there for now. Doesn't mean it'll stay that way by the time we get there, but we can at least plan ahead and have an idea. Alright, VFR conditions, transition altitude 9850, transition level 11.8. Yeah, they're probably going by meters, that's why. Shanghai Pudong International Airport, info Quebec. Arriving, departing, runways 34 left, 35 right.
Shanghai 862, contact Lumpur radar on 134.25.
134.25 for Shanghai 862. Lumpur radar, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Lumpur radar identified. Good evening.
Okay, so yeah, they're using a bunch of different runways there. That's the winds 020 at 16. Alright, so a little bit on the windy side there. Visibility 10, few clouds at 1600. Alright, so we're going to be on about 5 mile final. Maybe just a tad more than 5 mile final before we don't have any clouds to deal with at all. I mean, there's a possibility we'll still be able to see the airfield just fine past that though. It's just a matter of where the clouds are actually at by the time we get there. Temperature 12, dew point 9, so it's a little on the cool side. That is in the low to mid 50s, about 53, 54-ish Fahrenheit. QNH 1020. Alright, so we can set our let's see. Oh, no, I want QNH. Okay, we're preset to 1020 now. That way, when we get back below flight level 180, I go out of standard mode. I'll already have the altimeter set in the neighborhood at least. It won't necessarily stay there, but it's at least be in the right neighborhood. At least should be. Alright, transition level 110, wake turbulence, caution for heavy traffic on final. Okay. 34 left, 34 right. Both, alright, so 34s and 35s are all in use. What are we working with there? Ground. Got the overview. Kind of weird that you're using all four. Most airfields, when they have this kind of an alignment, the ones closest to the terminal are usually used for departures, and the ones closest to the, furthest from the terminals are usually used for arrivals. Like LAX. The most commonly used, the 24s and 25s. The 25s are the runways to the south of the terminals, and the 24s are the ones to the north. Normally they'll use 2-4 left and 2-5 right. Yeah, the ones closest that they're for the departures, and they'll have all the arriving flights come in on 2-5 left and 2-4 right. I believe Atlanta Hartsfield Airport does the same thing. Been a bit though. Okay. 348 is our runway heading. So we'll set our course. Actually, you're not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come up here, hit that. Procedure. Oh, wait. Let's first zoom in and see which side of the airfield we're going to be approaching from. Okay, best I can tell, we're going to approach from the west, so come on. So I would anticipate 3-5 left arrival first. I mean, it could be something else, but I'll anticipate 3-5 left. Okay, do we have TOSA? Oh, I'm on the wrong page, that's why. Okay, no, I don't, about PD 201. I saw some PDs in there. At least I thought I did. There's some PDs, but mostly PD 400s. 208 and anything over 400. Let's see what. Okay, those the. Oh. Well, it helps if I had 3-5 left in there. Thought I did. Okay, PD 401 is that one of my waypoints? Yes, it is. Okay, so we can plan on ILS 35 left. 3 ILS Zulu 35 left. Tentatively. BK91 Alpha Star. Okay, so see, I got a distance there now. So should have a good complete flight plan there in place. Okay, we are up to 4x speed now. Downfall with the 737, the max range on the fish finder is 640 miles. Okay, I believe it was Dulop. What was that arrival procedure that it was set up for? BK91 Alpha? No transitions, okay. A weird procedure. Why come up this way and then circle back down this way and then come back up like that? Oh, nice. They have a meters to feet converter here. Okay, let's hope that stays that way. We'll revisit that as we get closer. Alright, just before 2200 Zulu time. We're a little bit more than 4 hours out, it looks like. So it's going to take a little more than an hour at, an hour of 4X time. There will be points where I'll have to come back to normal speed just for periods to just communicate with ATC, but I do plan to run 4X most of the way there. Now it looks like we're just starting to get maybe the first hints of sunrise. Unless that's the moon reflecting. Okay, I don't know. We might not get sunlight that quickly because I got 10:43 local time in California, and that whole area is usually like 16, 17 hours ahead of me. So we're talking 26, 27. Yeah, about 2:45 or 3:45 a.m. local time in that area where we're at. I don't know what the Zulu offset is for Kuala Lumpur, or actually, I should really say Vietnam, because I think that's where we are closer to now. Yeah, this should be Vietnam right here. Yeah, that's Vietnam. Vietnam UTC offset. Okay, they're +7. And I'm -7 right now, so they're actually 14 hours ahead of me right at the moment. So if it's 10:44, 10:45 now, add 14 to 10, that's 24. That's 45 minutes after midnight. I know Japan was like Zulu +9 or +8 or something like that, though. So I do expect to go forward at least one more time zone as we get further ahead. Okay, I don't see Dewlop on that 600-mile area yet. Yeah, when we cross Dewlop, that's where we're going to climb to 370. See if we can see any part of Vietnam over here. I mean, cloud cover's not too bad, so we should be able to see it as we get closer. Okay, Dambo. Okay, that would be why. Dambo is about 300 miles out still, so roughly equidistant to the nearest point of Vietnam that we're going to go to. But given that, I would think we should be able to see the coast of Vietnam over here. More off to the left. I think I might, but I don't know. It could be just clouds that I'm seeing. I see some clouds, but I also see some thinner stuff off in that direction. So, oh yeah, here we go. There's some light over here. That might be from this island right here too. Okay, yeah, that's probably the island, and then I see.
Team in control, Shanghai 862. Good evening. With you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Ho Chi Minh control identified. Good evening.
Okay, I don't know. They sometimes do that where my co-pilot or whoever the hell it is automatically calls in for whatever reason. I don't remember ever switching over to Ho Chi Minh control. Yeah, last controller I was with was Lumpur radar, so see it switched me automatically over to 120.9. Kind of weird how it does that. Okay, as we were though, yeah, I could see some lights and stuff right by the edge of the horizon, so yeah, that'll be mainland Vietnam. I don't know what this island is right here. That's also Vietnam. VVCS. Let me look that one up. VVCS Airport. Okay, that is called Con Dao Airport in Vietnam. On Con Dao Island, the largest island of Con Dao Archipelago off the coast of Ho Chi Minh. No, off the coast of Ho Chi Minh City, I mean. Okay. If passengers would fly internationally from this airport, they would need to transit to Tan Son Nhut Airport to get to other international destinations. Okay, yeah, that's about all there is for that one. Starting to definitely see a little bit more of the lights on the east end of the southeast, I guess I would call it, side of Vietnam there. Okay, and VVCR Airport, that's the one we're going to come closest to. VVCR Airport. That's Cam Ranh International Airport in Bac Cam Ranh, Vietnam. There's two 10,000-foot runways. Offering amenities like duty-free shopping and various ground transport options, including buses and taxis to connect travelers to the popular beach destination of Nha Trang. Okay.
Shanghai 862. Contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.1.
120.1 for Shanghai 862. Ho Chi Minh Control, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862. Ho Chi Minh Control identified. Good evening.
Alright, go back to 4x speed now. Okay, Dulop, it looks like it's just starting to show up on the back end of my 640 mile range. Oh yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like we're getting just a slight bit more hint of sunlight sneaking past the horizon. Further north we go, well, I don't know, we're not quite into summertime yet, but we're starting to get there. I know from being in Alaska myself in the past, the further north you go, and toward the North Pole you go, the days are very long during the summer months and then very short in the winter months. Whereas in my neck of the woods, even at the latest, even the latest I usually ever see the sun, any kind of sunlight before it gets dark is maybe 8 p.m. But I've been in Alaska in the summer months, and it'll be brighter than there, even at 1 a.m. Like, it never actually gets as dark as it gets where I live in the summer months. But, unless you maybe got some cloud cover or new moon or something, probably. But I know the most I ever got was like dusk kind of looking, and from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. and then by around 4 a.m. the sun started coming back up, or somewhere around there when it started to get brighter again. Same with when I was in basically Fairbanks and Anchorage. I've been to both of those cities, and both were kind of the same experience. Right? Look, I've got this small island here, everybody living on the edge of it. Nobody right in the middle, probably some terrain there. Another aircraft coming right at us. You can see them straight up ahead. Should be at a different altitude, so it shouldn't be a concern. As they're flying west, southwest, they should be at least 1,000 feet above or below us. Now, eventually, they're going to probably pass a little bit off to our left side as well. More common than you think. Yeah, they're below us. Is that an AI or a live player, though? That looks like an AI. Okay, there's another one we just passed by over there. He's a little bit above us. Yeah, this isn't too incredibly far from the coast of Vietnam here.
Ho Chi Minh Control, Scooter 189er, flight level 330.
Scooter 189er, radar contact.
Ho Chi Minh Control, Seaman Air 861, flight level 350.
Air 861, radar contact.
Yeah, Dulop is where we're going to be climbing, so I'll keep that one on the end. Trying to see if I can see out of the airplane over there somewhere. They might all be on the ground over there at the airport. Let's see. Yeah, look, we're getting close to full moon phase. I think that's the airport right there, right by the water. Right there, right in the center of my view there.
Shanghai 862, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 120.7.
120.7 for Shanghai 862. Ho Chi Minh Control, Shanghai 862, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Ho Chi Minh Control, identified. Good evening.
Okay, back to 4X. Yeah, so we're talking about our true airspeed's just barely over 460 right now. We were up around, up above 470, I think, at one point. Almost over Dopsar. Yeah, 4 miles away. Think that little jiggle there must have been from us crossing it. Never tried messing with this. I'm not sure why they're... Oh, is that recording or something, or playback? Or is that just a timer? I don't know. Might just be a timer. Okay, about an hour of fuel left in our center tank. It's about 15 minutes at our current airspeed. 460 miles. Okay, yeah, we should be past Dulot by the time we run out of fuel on that tank. Kind of a cool view there. Okay, so I was right. I was thinking I was kind of seeing the land go further back over that way, and then yeah, I can kind of see it coming back over this way. Okay, we are less than 3 hours out.
Shanghai 862, contact Ho Chi Minh Control on 134.05.
13405 for Shanghai 862. Ho Chi Minh Control, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Ho Chi Minh Control identified. Good morning.
All right, back to 4X. Dosage is about 15 minutes out, less than 15, so less than 4 minutes at our sim rate. See if I can find Orion. Orion's always the easiest constellation for me to find. I'm not seeing it yet. Alright, about 2.5 minutes. That S-Bay point. Not seeing them running anywhere. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. The last time I looked and found it, it was to the west. Don't see it now. Yeah, there's nobody in Moreno Valley who needs to be calling me. Definitely gonna be scam call. All right, 108 minutes to top of descent.
Shanghai 862, contact control radar 125.175.
125175 for Shanghai 862. Hong Kong radar, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Hong Kong radar identified. Good morning.
Okay, we got a little more than 2 hours left. And we got good 4 hours of fuel, so I think we'll be fine staying at flight level 350 all the way. That's a cool view. You can see the aura from the moon reflection. I'm gone for 212 miles out. I'll say that is just before land. I think I can kind of see the south end there. Can't really tell at this moment if it's actually land or a haze, but I want to say it actually is a bit of land. Another aircraft over there, is it? If it is, it's not showing up on my fish finder. Yeah, they don't normally appear on here, on the map until they're within 60 miles of my position. That's a lot of stars. Alright, 22 minutes to the top of the set at our current sim rate. Oh yeah, definitely seeing the coastline there. I thought I was already, but couldn't be sure. Definitely some stuff going on over there. VHHH Airport. VHHH Airport. That's Hong Kong International. Some of that light went away. Maybe because the moon is setting. Check that out. So all we were seeing earlier was the light reflecting off the moon. Keep watching, and that moon's going to set here in a second. Definitely you can see it going further and further down. Okay. Got a more clear picture, clear view of the sky now. calling that an island? Not sure how, but okay. Alright, 714 miles out. There's like a toggle the toolbar in VR mode. Flight Simulator 2024 toggle toolbar while in VR mode. Use the default shortcut Alt T or Tab to show hidden. If this fails, assign a dedicated VR toolbar toggle and controls. Or move the mouse cursor to the top center of your headset view. Move the mouse cursor to the top center of your headset view. Yeah, it doesn't like do anything. Okay, Alt T. Oh, okay. Well, that helps. I think it's in the way a lot. Learn something new. Flight Simulator 2024 toggle compass view in VR mode. You may need to use the VR toolbar to adjust camera view settings. I don't know that it's know that I'm talking about the right thing. Want to remove this, go to settings, flight interface, and then turn off both cockpit and external HUD info. Okay. That one's not such a big deal, but oh. Yeah, we're empty on the center tank, so we can go ahead and close that now. Now, one thing I do need to know is where the angle of attack indicator is without looking at that. I would naturally expect it to be somewhere here on the instrument panel. Unless that's it there, I don't know. Yeah, that might be angle of attack right there. Looks consistent. It's right at 3.2, and that's what I'm showing there, so. Then trim, that's another one. I should have an indicator for
Shanghai 862, contact Guangzhou Control on 127.5. Yes.
127.5 for Shanghai 862. Guangzhou Control. Hongshan Control, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Guangzhou Control identified. Good morning.
Okay, yeah, looks like we're back over the land now for the most part. Well, now I think we're starting to get just the first hint of real actual sunrise. Okay, if it is, yeah, it's like 4:30 in the morning, I think, Shanghai time. Shanghai UTC offset. Yeah, it's +8 year round. They don't observe daylight savings, so. Yeah, and at their latitude, I would expect that the sun would start rising in this area earlier than what I'm used to in my area. Uh, 50 minutes to top of descent. That is about 12 and a half minutes at our sim rate. Yeah, absolutely. It's you can definitely see more and more of the horizon getting lit up now. You can see Taiwan over there. That's what that island is over there. It's Taiwan. Because RCTP is Taipei, Taiwan. Really interesting how the roads are lit up here compared to what I see in America. I mean, it just makes me wonder if the highways are more well lit in China than they are in America, even in rural areas. I do see another aircraft on the fish finder. There he is right there. Flying past, mostly opposite us. A little bit higher. Okay, a little more than 10 minutes from top of descent at our sim rate.
Shanghai 862. Contact Sharman Control on 133.65.
133.65 for Shanghai 862. Sharman Control, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Sharman Control identified. Good morning.
starting to, it's quickly getting to where the sun's going to pop out here soon on this. Okay, it looks like my load for this afternoon or evening just showed up in the yard. Looks like he's asking me if I can go to Barstow. Get the trailer you're delivering tomorrow, not today, obviously. Well, maybe after you're done at Target. Okay. So, might need to drive my truck up this way and let me ask if the other driver's going to need an empty. Oh, come on. Okay, so looks like I gotta deliver my load today in Rialto, but then tomorrow I guess I'll have to bobtail up and to Barstow to recover someone else's load and deliver theirs. Well, it's the one I'm already expected to deliver tomorrow anyway, but I think I'll have to go up to Barstow to get it instead of from our yard.
Shanghai 862, contact Shanghai Control on 133.225.
133.225 for Shanghai 862. $316 out. Okay. Shanghai Control, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Shanghai Control identified. Zhao Shanghai.
Okay, none. Oh, 3-5 right. Okay, but we're still using the 401 PD 401 transition. Okay, so yeah, I was set up for 3-5 left. LSC Zulu 3-5 right. Should still be good. Okay, let's get rid of that route discontinuity. Okay, 6 minutes from top of descent at 4-inch rate. Okay, let's see if he's sending me. But got a lot of sunlight now, but I was starting to get it, but no sun coming up over the horizon yet.
Shanghai 862, contact Nanchang Control on 127.525.
127.525 for Shanghai 862. Nanchang Control, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Nanchang Control identified. Good morning.
Yeah, it's starting to look definitely a lot more. Yeah, I think that is the sun poking up right there. Almost up over the top of that yellow. Oh yeah, it looked like it just came up over the top of the yellow just now. Okay, so we're going to have some haze to deal with here for a bit. Till it's up a little more, starts getting up a little higher. Wow, look like we got some scattered rain up ahead. Out for weather now. Info Sierra. Wind 010 at 14. Yeah, I got rain now. Few clouds at 1600. Visibility 10 though. Must be light rain. QNH 1019. It says few clouds. That's not very much. That's not a very heavy cloud cover. Top of descent in 8 minutes. That's 2 minutes at our rate here. Let's get some more brightness on our DUs. 6 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's starting to get a little bit more nasty looking. Not that bad.
Shanghai 862, contact Shanghai Control on 133.875.
133.875 for Shanghai 862. Shanghai Control, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 350.
Shanghai 862, Shanghai Control, good morning.
Okay, we'll keep it at normal sim right now because that'll take less, that'll be within a minute before we start descending. Okay, so that guy's load is due at 3:20 p.m. tomorrow in Riverside. Yeah, it looked like it got moderate rain over there at Shanghai Airport. Something tells me visibility is not going to be as good as they're saying it is. Let's see, I think it was Info Sierra. Yeah, Info Sierra. Oh, updated to Tango. Still visibility 10. Wind 020 at 14. Few clouds at 2,000, temp 12, dew point 10, 1019 QNH.
Shanghai 862, descend via Bravo Kilo 901 Alpha to 2000 into Pudong, QNH 1018.
Send 2,000, QNH 1018, Shanghai 862. No, I don't want you climbing, I want you going down. I accidentally did that. Oh, come on. Was not expecting to get down that far. Okay, we are at 1018 now. Flight plan mode. Okay, let's get our ILSC 35 right frequency set up. Oh, I said 35. Max 160 knots at 6 mile final. Okay, 111.9 is our ILS frequency. Come on. $348, I think, should be our runway heading. Yeah, it is. Okay, we should be crossing 401 at 2960, or well, basically at 3,000 feet. Arrival BK91 Alpha is indeed R1. Okay, we ideally want to be below 18,710. By the time we cross Sami, we're not going to make it that far down. Too high. That'll take me 5 minutes. And we're 4 minutes out. That's the holding pattern. If you go into holding pattern, they want you at 230 knots there, but I'm not. Alright, satellite gate 127. Where is that one? Okay, that's not this view here. Must be on the other side somewhere. Terminal 2 perhaps? $127. Okay, is this going to be it right here? Satellite gate 127. Alright, I'll be down at the southwest corner there. Okay, this is our landing runway, so if that is the case, it doesn't look like it would be overly difficult to figure out how to get to it. Okay, APC apron 5. That's the one we want. BK91. Okay, we should ideally be below 9850 by the time we get to this next waypoint, but yeah, we're not going to get that far down. I need to let's see. Alright, let's adjust the brightness on that. Yeah, I think we're gonna be a little high here. Okay, we should be max at 230 knots by the time we're at that next waypoint, so. And we're already starting to turn directed, so let me get speed brakes out. Hopefully that'll help us get our descent, more, get down closer to our altitude that we should be at as well. So we should already be down below 9850, and we're still over 10,000 feet up. Yeah, it's only 20 miles from here to that turn, so. Yeah, get flaps out. Definitely on the high side to be using flaps, but. Let's see, am I gonna have to get the windshield washer, windshield wipers working? Okay, let's see how that works out. PD 4001. Should really be at 3,000 for that one.
Shanghai 862. Contact Shanghai approach on 119.075.
119.075 for Shanghai 862. Shanghai approach, Shanghai 862 with you, flight level 180, descending 2,000.
Shanghai 862, Shanghai approach identified. Good morning, cleared Papa Delta 401 transition. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 35 right approach into Pudong.
Cleared Papa Delta 401 transition and ILS Zulu 35 right, Shanghai 862. The wipers aren't going to work.
Shanghai 862, cleared Papa Delta 401 transition and expect the ILS Zulu runway 35 right approach.
You already told me that. I'm not going to repeat that. Okay, anyway. Okay, max 220 knots on when we reach 401. 401 will be down here. Probably slow to 220 after we cross 405. Which we're getting ready to do here in a second. Okay, I have glide slope info, but a little too far out still. Is that PD 404 right there? Looks like it. Yeah, so here's the other problem with being at this altitude is there's more of a gap between true airspeed and indicated, so even if my indicated should be okay. Let's go ahead and do constant. No, I don't need that back. Yeah, if I was down at lower altitude, the true airspeed wouldn't be so high. Okay, let's turn down the brightness on the inboard DU a little bit.
Giant 8273, contact Daegu info on 135.725. Switching to Daegu info on 135.725, E Giant 8273.
Okay, yeah, see, now we're having a little bit easier time making it, but, I mean, well, the true airspeed's still probably a little bit high still. See, I'm having a hard time making the turn right. I think that might be a call that I might need to take, but I don't know for sure. I'll call them back after the flight. I'm guessing that could be the driver I'm going to be repowering the load from tomorrow. Alright, got some pretty dark, can't see shit right now. Definitely got to rely on the instruments. Okay, let's get the approach for LS35 right through in here. Okay, yeah, we need to be at least, okay, so we need to be slowing to no more than 200 knots by the time we hit this this intercept. PD 025. I have 23 in there. Let me put PD 025 in there. Really, I don't know what that PF2. I don't know what that is. Don't know if I can get it in there fast enough. Okay, we are down below 10,000. Let's go ahead and get our taxi and landing lights on. Low to 200. Should be heading 078. Okay, look like we're good. Yeah, we'll make it down to altitude. Okay. 2 minutes away and...
Cargo King 203, contact Shanghai Control on 126.175.
Switching to Shanghai Control on 126.175, Cargo King 203.
Shanghai 862, cleared for the ILS, runway 35 right approach, via Papa Delta 401.
Cleared ILS 35 right via Papa Delta 401, Shanghai 862.
Shanghai Control, Cargo King 203 at 0.
Cargo King 203, radar contact.
Okay, let's get a little more flap in. Okay, I don't have a DME yet. Okay, usually about 12.5 miles out is when I start doing the next flap setting. Usually do about every 2.5 mile intervals. 2,000 feet should be plenty low enough for, well, yeah, because 023 is, crap. These DMEs are not to the runway, it's to something else. the INN. All right, here we go. Oh wow, look at that! All these windmills over here in the water. Okay, slow down to 180 now. Okay, are we done with the rain? Let's see. Looks like it might be. Alright, that
Shanghai
might...
Control, Emirates Niner 875, flight level 160.
Emirates Niner 875, radar contact.
Okay, no, rain is back.
Cargo King 203, contact Daegu info on 135.725.
Switching to Daegu info on 135.725, Cargo King 203.
Okay, still 180 knots at PD 023, or at least max 180. Okay, look like someone else is on final for the other side. 3-4 right, perhaps? I don't know. INN, okay, yeah, so it should be about 14 out, just under 14 out.
1466, contact Shanghai Control on 126.175.
126.175, E1466.
Okay, I'm not getting DME info for INN yet. Do I even... Let's see. Oh, that's yeah, that's the ILS. So why am I not getting DME info yet? I thought I saw max 160 at 6 DME from INN. Okay, so we just crossed over that one, so let's see. Okay, we need to slow to 160 now. Get auto brake to 2.
Shanghai 862, contact Pudong Tower on 118.4 when established.
118.4 when established. Shanghai 862. Pudong Tower, Shanghai 862, put through 2,000 feet, established on 35 right. Yeah, I need another notch of flaps in because we're... Let's see. So yeah, when the runway gets to this next ring, I'll do another notch of flaps. Definitely gonna need this glide slope info. Still showing us below it, but I expect it to be 10 miles out. It should be about 3,000 feet off. Should be coming down anytime now.
Shanghai 862, runway 35 right, wind 010 at 14, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, Shanghai 862. Okay, yeah, it's coming down now. Still got shit for DME info. Somewhere around 700 feet per minute, maybe 800. We get slowed down about 150. Tend to touch down somewhere around 130-ish. We're about 110 stall speed right now, so 145-ish. Alright, yeah, I'll get another notch of flaps in. Speed brake arm. Oh, landing gear. Almost missed that. Alright, I'm starting to see ground now. Should be able to see the runway anytime now. I think I see it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the runway ahead. I don't see any PAPI lights on it, but I do see PAPI on 35 left. Okay, we are coming down a little bit faster than we need.
Approaching runway 35 right.
I think 35 left should have been a better runway for landing. I'm getting kind of a feel like we're coming down a little bit too quick. Okay, look like we... Come on.
400. 300. 200.
Not much going on here.
100. Approaching minimums. 50. 40.
Alright, come on. I didn't know you were going to do that to me.
30. 20. 10.
Come on. I don't normally expect that to happen. Okay, let's go ahead and use this taxiway here.
Shanghai 862, welcome to Pudong. Exit at Alpha 4 Fable. Contact ground on 121.625.
121.625 for ground, Shanghai 862.
Shanghai 832, wind 020 at 19er, runway 34 left, cleared to land.
Come on. Okay, I can't see which. God, why is this taking so long to get past this hold line? About that one. Okay, I think we're up over here by ARP or something. Okay, yeah, apron 5. Oh, it is satellite apron. Okay, so I was right. Ground, Shanghai 862, clear of 35 right, taxi to the gate.
Shanghai 862, Pudong ground, taxi to satellite gate 127 via Alpha 4, Alpha, Papa 4, Lima 04, Whiskey 1, Lima 02. Good day.
Satellite gate 127 via Alpha 4, Alpha, Papa 4, Lima 04, Whiskey 1, Lima 02. Shanghai 862. Okay, so pretty much straight across. It looks like Lima 04 though. I don't know where it's at. Papa 4 should be up here. Or imagine Lima 04 is probably this. Whiskey 1. Where's Whiskey 1 at? Whiskey 1's up there. What the hell? Is that even right? Okay, let's get zoomed in on this. I have a feeling that's not right. Yeah, I think it's giving me bad directions because this is telling me exactly what I was expecting to see. Well, I thought I would be coming across right over here, but looks like they want me to come up to this next taxiway. But the gate that the magenta lines are going to is exactly where I was expecting it to go. It should be right there by that airplane there, I think. Or no, further down. So we'll turn around here at this next taxiway. Okay, I'll have to get the APU started after we get this turn made. It's kind of quiet here, not much going on here. I would think for this size airport there'd be more going on. Okay, no, never mind. I see somebody landing or taxiing on the the other side right now. Okay, we can turn landing lights off, get APU started. I think I got it done. Don't need, shouldn't need pitot heat anymore. Let's see what else. Oh, not bad. Why do I have low oil pressure in that engine? Or is that it's not the APU, is it? Maybe it's the APU, I don't know. Why is this thing giving me the impression I'm on the wrong taxiway? Because I think I am. I'm probably on Bravo and I'm supposed to be over on Lima 4. Or whatever this one over here is called. Yeah, I want to say that taxiway over there is where I'm supposed to be. So it should be down at the south end of that terminal right there in front of us. We'll probably have to do a bug report saying they gave you erroneous taxi instructions. Is that Air Malaysia again? Can't read it. The logo looks familiar. Or Malaysia Air, whatever you want to call it. Let's see.
90982, contact tower on 118.4.
Switching to tower 90982.
Bunch of different liveries here. Okay, so we got a A320 or something over here that's using default livery. You got to figure out what it is, and if it might be something I just don't have. Just on the other side of China Eastern. Got a 787 or something. The nose of that thing looks doesn't look like what I'd expect a 767 or an A330 or something to look like. I'd imagine that might be a 787. Can't read the registration number on it very well. Pretty much everything has a different livery on it though. This Malaysia Airlines or whatever, several of them have that though, if that's what it is. Can't read it.
Ground, Junyao Air 1330, taxi to the ramp.
Junyao Air 1330, taxi to parking via Foxtrot. 3 Foxtrot, Tango 4, Whiskey 4, L06A, Lima 06.
Foxtrot 3, Foxtrot Tango 4, Whiskey 4, L06A, Lima 06, Juniao Air 1330.
Okay, we're gonna be turning left here. And then I think that gate right there next to where that guy is at. It looks like he might be in the gate that I'm supposed to go to. Or is this supposed to be my gate there? I don't know. Everything about this is all on the weird side. Yeah, that aircraft looked like he's in the gate I'm supposed to be in. Right by it. We'll just go with that. It's China Eastern 777 over there. Look, I got a generic 777 up ahead too. Alright, so I have to do some looking into that. Figure out if I need to add any liveries to my community folder that can help that. I don't know. See what we can do though. I got a couple of them over there on the other side doing stuff. Alright, anyway. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, alright? And thanks as always for taking the time to watch. Hope you enjoyed. Alright, next flight, probably, I don't know what I'll have time for tomorrow morning. If I don't, I don't know, maybe we'll see you Wednesday, perhaps, who knows. So, alright, have a good day. Appreciate you watching.